This is Julie Hogue with the Vegetarians and Meat Lovers Split Table Recipes podcast, where I talk about food and recipes and cooking for more than one diet for a group of people, whether it be your family or it be a party or you're having people over, that kind of thing. And you just never know, right? You never know what is going to feed everyone. Well, today I do have a recipe that, well, everyone could eat unless they can't have dairy. This is a yogurt banana bread, and it is so good. It's super easy, and it's a really tasty way to use something that is, pretty healthy for you, because you use the Chobani Zero with zero added sugar. And you can pick different flavors. It's really good. Now, you can pick different flavors of yogurt to make it taste a little bit different. That's the really fun part about it. This is a great bread for like breakfast or a snack or even like a dessert if you wanted. So it's super easy. What do you need? Okay, this is what you need. You need 2 6.7 ounce Chobani Zero added sugar yogurt. And then I've used a cherry one that was really good. And then you need 1 6.7 ounce vanilla Chobani Zero added sugar yogurt. And then you need 4.5 cups of self-rising flour, 1 tablespoon honey, 1 tablespoon sugar, 1 tablespoon cinnamon sugar mixture. This is some sort of mixture. I used one that was already pre-mixed, but you can mix your own. 2 ripe bananas. Hand knead the yogurt and flour. Add the bananas. You just keep kneading it until it is all mixed. It might be kind of sticky. That's okay. Just keep going. Add the bananas, and those you're going to mash ahead of time, of course. And then add the sugar, honey, and knead until the dough ball forms and is not sticking as much to your fingers. So it's really going to stick to your fingers. And just, that's normal. Just keep going, because if you keep going, eventually it'll not be sticking so much to your fingers. And then you're going to form it into a big loaf on parchment paper on a cookie sheet. And then you're going to put a cut down the top, just right down the middle of the bread, and then sprinkle it with sugar and cinnamon. Bake it at 400 degrees for, 40 to 42 minutes. You'll have to kind of be the judge because, of course, every oven is different. And then once it's done, it's golden, you're going to glaze the top with 2 tablespoons of olive oil when it's done, and then frost with 1/2 cup vanilla frosting. That's optional, of course, just to make it sweeter. If you want to make it more like a sweet bread or like a, kind of like a Danish or something that is more like a pastry flavor because of the frosting, you don't have to do the frosting. It's optional. And I just used prepared frosting just because I wanted it to be easy and I didn't want to make a frosting. You can make a frosting. Homemade frosting is always good, of course, too. But it's super easy. And my family just loves this bread. It's so good. One was like a cherry something. And then I've done vanilla. See, I'm trying to remember what other flavors I've done. There's just any kind of flavor. But I always added in the vanilla one, too. So basically, you're using like 3 yogurt cups, like individual cups that people are going to have. Those, they're about 6.7 ounces. And you can change it up by getting different flavors. Of course, you'll have the banana flavor there as well. So it's super good. It's super easy and fast. It's quick. You can make an easy, quick bread. And it's pretty, you are adding a bit of sugar in because you add a tablespoon of sugar and a tablespoon of cinnamon and sugar. So you are adding some sugar in, but you're starting with that 0 added sugar yogurt. So it's not like a huge amount of sugar. You can obviously skip the vanilla frosting if you don't want to have sugar there as well. So you can make it lower sugar. I have not made this with a sugar substitute yet, so I cannot testify if that works well or not. If you want to try a sugar substitute, if you want to make it really low sugar or no sugar, you could try that. But I can't testify if that works or not. They're kind of like a different animal when you use those kind of things. It's kind of like the same thing as using some different kind of flour. than regular white flour. They behave differently. The ingredients behave differently. And so you can't always substitute one for the other because it's different. Like, for instance, whole wheat flour. I would use less whole wheat flour than I would the white flour because it behaves differently and it can become more dry. So I'm talking about, I have a banana bread recipe on my website. I think it's whole wheat banana bread. I use less whole wheat flour in that recipe than I would white flour. It just behaves differently. So sometimes you can interchange things and sometimes they behave differently and change the bread, and you have to do something different, alter the amount of it or something to make it a viable recipe. Well, I hope you enjoy this easy, simple recipe. It's super good, and it's a great thing to make on a weekend morning, or, it just doesn't take much time. So you could make it in an evening too, if you want to have it for like an evening snack or something. It smells really good. It really does. And it's super simple. It's just kneading things together. And again, like I said, it's sticky. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, just keep kneading it. And then eventually will stop sticking to you so much. But start with floured hands. I guess that's probably usually what I do is I have flour on my hands to begin with. But it's still going to stick to you because that flour is going to come off as you're kneading it. And it's good. It's a simple recipe. And I'm sure that you will enjoy it and then your family will enjoy it. I hope that you have a good time eating it. Food is something that brings us joy, right? Especially when we enjoy it together. You come together around food, and it's something that we all can enjoy together. It's something you look at each other while you're eating, talking. I don't know. It's just something that connects us, and it's like an experience together. So eating something together and enjoying it together, it really is binding. It's you bond with one another when you do that, which is why when you eat with somebody, it really is. It's more than just sitting down and feeding your face in front of each other. You know what I mean? It's way more than that. But we're having a great winter. It's starting to wind down in Minnesota. Like yesterday was really warm. I don't know what it's going to be today, but we're starting to maybe think about, should I say it? Spring? Oh, I hope so. March in Minnesota is so unknown. It can be really warm. It can be cold. It's very, very unknown. But one thing is for sure. That means that spring is coming once we get to March. It's coming closer and we're going to get better, warmer temperature. And it's always such a wonderful time of year because everybody loves spring, especially when we've had so much cold and people are inside. Like my son came home from school yesterday and he's been driving our car to school. So we're carless at home. But he's like, everybody's jaywalking. And I'm like, yeah, that's because it's nice out. Everyone gets out and starts walking around in Minnesota. Just a little bit of warmth. And I was out there moving things around in the garage because I had some books that I was getting ready for doing an event. And I was outside with no jacket on. I'm like, it feels warm. I didn't even know what the temp was. It probably was in the 40s. But I'm like, I was so warm. I had no jacket on. I was standing in the sun. I'm like, wow, you just kind of forget how wonderful it is to stand outside with no jacket on. And, if this were to be in the fall, I'd be like freezing my butt off. Be like, whoa, 40, that's really chilly. But I was standing there, no jacket, and it felt warm. It's whatever you're coming from, right? Whatever you're coming from, whatever is relative, that's how you feel about it. Whether it feels great or feels cold. It's so, yeah. My son is doing robotics and they make a robot. And today is their first trial with it in a competition setting. It's kind of like a practice one. But it is just amazing that these kids, they have adults that help too, or mentors. They actually make a robot. It's crazy. It's crazy. He did it last year as well. Unbelievable. These kids literally make a robot and it's thousands and thousands of dollars. They go out and they fundraise this money from companies for donations. It's an amazing process. Robotics is very time consuming, especially when they had the build season. Well, now the build season is ending because they have a full robot. And so I'm really excited to see what their robot does this time. And there's like a little competition game. So everybody in the robotics community, all these schools, these clubs at schools, They all make the same kind of robot. Like they're told what to make and how to make it, but they all end up being a little bit different. Some are better, some are worse because they literally build the thing, right? They design it, they build it, and then they have to keep fixing it all the time if it breaks. So what an amazing experience for kids. It's just, and they have all the different categories, even people that like write grants and try to raise money. I mean, it's like a little company, right? It's just an amazing experience. And I'm just, wow. Some of these activities for kids are just so real world, and they have a great time. They're all invested in this one robot, right? Because they all made it together. It's amazing. Well, I hope you have an amazing weekend and enjoy this bread recipe. I have tons of recipes across my podcast, and you can go to my website and find some more. I have a lot of the hybrid recipes that I call them, where they are I find a way to make it work for meat eaters and vegetarians in one meal. I have so many recipes to share, so come back again, and you have an amazing day. Thanks for listening, as always. Follow my podcast and get more stuff, more recipes, more ideas, more ways to cook for a split table. Hybrid recipes is what I call them. All right, you have an amazing day. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye now.